7, 8, and 9. Now it says word problems on direct variation. These are going to look really similar to those other word problems we did that they said word problems on solving a proportion, because they're the same thing. Direct variation means if one thing increases, the other thing also has to increase. Or if one thing decreases, the other thing has to decrease. I'm doing miles per hour. The more miles I drive, the more hours it's going to take me. These ones are going to tell you that they are direct variation, which tells me I'm going to set up a proportion to solve it. For a car moving at a constant speed, the distance travels varies directly, means if one goes up, the other goes up, with the time spent driving. If such a car travels 210 miles in 3 hours, again, that's that same rate we were doing before, 210 miles in 3 hours. How many hours will it take to drive 700 miles? Notice I put my miles on top and my hours on the bottom because in my given rate, the miles were on top and the hours were on the bottom. So again, we solve our proportion just by cross multiplying. 210 times x, 210x, and 3 times 700, 2100. In this case, we'd go ahead and divide, and 2,100 divided by 210 happens to be 10. 10 hours. So I went more miles, I also had to go more hours. Number 8, same kind of thing. On a given planet, the weight of an object varies directly with the mass. So if the weight goes up, the mass goes up. Suppose that an object whose mass is 9 kilograms weighs 81 newtons. So 9 kilograms to 81 newtons. Find the weight of an object whose mass is 5 kilograms. My kilograms are on top here, so I have 5 kilograms. I'm trying to find out how many newtons. I'm going to cross multiply. 9 times x would be 9x. 5 times 81. 405. In order to solve that, we're just going to go ahead and divide by 9. 45. So my kilograms went down, so did my weight. Number 9, same kind of thing, if I can find number 9 here. Number 9, suppose that a distance a car travels varies directly with the amount of gasoline it uses. A certain car uses 15 gallons to travel 435 miles. If the car travels 377 miles, how much gasoline does it need? So, the more miles you drive, the more gas you're going to use. 15 gallons takes me 435 miles. We want to go 377 miles and want to know how many gallons of gas are we going to use. So again, since I put my gallons on top, I want my gallons on top, my miles on the bottom. Cross multiply. 435 times x is going to equal 15 times 377. 15 times 377 is 5,655. We are going to go ahead and divide by 435 then. 13 gallons. I'm going less miles, it's going to take me less gas. Now, if you look at the Alex explanation on direct variation, there are 2 different ways they're going to show you to solve it. One is by using proportions. The other is by finding what's called the constant of variation first. Then you would do another step to solve it. So it takes you longer to solve the problem. However, some textbooks will talk about a constant of variation, so if you do take another math class, they may solve these slightly different or a lot different than I just solved them. But solving it by setting up a proportion is one way to solve it.